Hi guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to set up L2-Zur. First you need the launcher, so download it from the link in the thread and save it to a folder somewhere. After it's downloaded, run the launcher and it's going to ask you for a name of the mainboard executable. Put whatever you like in there, it's for security reasons, so not everybody's board has the same executable name. Then the launcher is going to download the newest version of the board. And then the launcher is probably going to update itself if there is a newer version. And then you're going to get an error because your Lineage 2 client isn't running. I am going to run my Lineage client and pause the video. Now as you can see, I have Lineage running here in the background. By the way, if you were wondering if this board is virus free, I just did a virus scan and there is nothing. Okay, so always run the board through the launcher, so you always have the newest version. Right now the configuration window is going to pop up. If you were running multiple clients of Lineage, which means you probably want a dual board, the board would ask you which window you want to run this instance of the board in. It would cycle through all your Lineage windows, show you a little question box if this is the one you want to run. Since I'm only running one Lineage client, that means I'm not dual boxing, so it's going to go straight into key configuration. Alright, every single one of these labels has a description to it, so feel free to read through them because I'm not going to go through it one by one, that would take too long. Alright, so I'm going to set up my target key, which is just normal next target action in Lineage. Long range key, which for me is on F7, combat start F2, and then a first attack key. With its cast time and cooldown in milliseconds. I do not have any heal or mana abilities, so I'm not going to set those up. I am going to enable looting and detail lock and set my loot key. Now, mob lists. This is probably the most important feature, since it's going to make your bot run for the most of the time. And how this works is that if there is nothing in the next target vicinity of your bot, it's going to target stuff on your mob lists. So I am going to create the mob list, and since I am in Power Ruins, which is the perfect place to bot, well, around level 72 I guess, I am going to name it Power Ruins. I am going to load the mob list and add Golem. Since every single one of these mobs has Golem in its name, this will work sufficiently. But if you are in an area which has multiple types of mobs which do not share a partial name, then you can put, I don't know, 20 names in the mob list, and it will just cycle through them one by one until it gets a target. So I'm just going to put Golem in here, I'm going to save it, and that's pretty much it for the configuration. Now if you configured something not correctly, like right now, the board will tell you that something is wrong. Okay, so now we go to creating the color maps. If your board is not working like it should, this is probably where the problem is, so just recreate your color maps. Alright, so each one of these info boxes has text on it on what the bot wants you to show it. Now, since I don't have heal and mana abilities, it's not going to ask me for the pixel locations of those, but it might ask you the important thing to note about this is that if you are showing the bot a certain location on your screen, make sure it's a solid color, not somewhere over your actual numbers or letters or whatever. Make sure there is nothing in there. So right now I need to set up my target box. So I am going to get a target. Here we go. Bring the info box to foreground, just put my mouse on that spot, do not click into lineage and press enter. And it's going to ask me for a position on the mob's HP bar, and this is also how you can configure the bot to not steal mobs, but that has problems on its own. Because basically if your target's hit points are below this configured limit, then the bot is not going to engage the mob. But as I've said, that has problems which are outlined in the bot thread. So I am going to set it up here. Since I want to kill everything, I don't care if I steal mobs from people. And now this may take a moment because right now bot is doing a lot of pixel calculations, so just be patient. And then the next window is going to pop up, and this is a skill watch pixel, which basically watches if your skill is on cooldown or not. Well, it really doesn't do that, but it does something like that. So just set it up for every single one of your attack abilities. Do not put it somewhere like here where the cooldown starts, or in the middle, or over the F5, 10, I don't know what annotation. Just put it somewhere below the F key, like shown on the picture. And that's pretty much it. The bot is now going to kill stuff. The log window will show you what's going on right now. You can pause the bot or change the config. You can also pause the bot just by pressing the pause key on the keyboard, which is probably the easiest and fastest way to do it. Now, the mob lists. How the mob lists work is that if there is no actual mob in your next target range, the bot is going to go to mob list. See, that's right here. There was no target nearby, so we went to mob list and targeted the golem, which gave us the closest golem target. So this is how your bot keeps moving between mobs. Now, of course, the bot can get stuck. There is an anti-stuck implemented, but it's not perfect. But in a location like Power Ruins, which is really great for botting, you can probably go, I don't know, I went 8 hours straight in here without getting stuck. So it works pretty well. If it does get stuck, it will just quit lineage on itself, so it will not just stand there around for hours doing nothing. Well, I hope you don't have any problems configuring it and it works for you well. If you have any questions, just post in the thread and I will answer it. Bye!